You've just stepped into the Buzzy's Country Store podcast, part-time porch talk, part-time therapy session, and all heart. I'm Chief Larry, and along with your host, J. Scott Ridgell, we're serving up real stories with a Buzzy's twist.
Hello, welcome to the Buzzy Podcast. Chief Larry and I today are very happy to have a long-distance guest, Steve Soroka from Kissimmee, Florida. Welcome, Steve.
Hey, glad to see you guys.
Took a little hooking up. We had to Zoom email down and get hooked up, but we made it.
Yeah, we're finally talking.
Country boy will survive.
You got that right.
You got a great story, I know, on how you met Buzzy, or he met you, or he threw you out, or something. What was that?
Years ago. Years ago, I met Buzzy for the first time. I heard a point lookout from my father-in-law's next door neighbor, a guy named Bob Long. And he used to take my father-in-law fishing and crabbing up in Chesapeake Bay. up in Chesapeake. And one day we got back from fishing, and Bob Long said, "Man, you ever been to Point Lookout? You'd love it." Never been there, never heard of it. So my wife and I decided to go, and we stopped at Buzzy's for the first time, got our loaf of bread. He had an old lunch counter, meat counter, so I'd get a pound of whatever he had, loaf of bread, sodas, nice, and me and my wife, and at that time I had about 3-year-old daughter, and we went on down the point for the first time, and we loved it. So that's how it all started. And then about the 4th, 5th time we came down, and I always stopped at Buzzy's to get that loaf of bread and whatever else they had, potato chips, sodas, ice. And he threw up a half-gallon of George Dickel. He said, "Here, have a drink on me." That's the truth. He threw up a half-gallon of George Dickel to have a drink on me. I said, "Why not?" So he got a couple ice cubes, and some 7-Up or Sprite, whatever he used back then. I sucked it down. I told him, I said, "My wife don't like me drinking now. You know, she doesn't drink, and she hates when I drink. That's one thing she does not like." He said, "Oh, she won't know." So I had my drink, took my bag of groceries, and went to my car, went down the road and fished. From there, that's how every weekend I came down. Talk with Buzzy, just same old crap, you know. He'd be reading his damn newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Ignoring me when I'm talking. No, he wasn't ignoring me. He was always interested. Always like, "What are you doing? How you been?" So I said, "You made it down again." "Yeah, hell yeah." I said, "I love this place." I mean, that place to me, Point Lookout, Buzzy's store. When I left work, I felt this anxiety leave, the peacefulness, the serenity of all that just got to me. I mean, it's like the world was just for me. You know, I have no problems in the world. I mean, I left that damn job and get halfway down over that bridge of Solomon's. I knew I was safe. Something in me would just change.
Your happy place.
It would just change, you know. I mean, like I felt all the ease, peace, and everything. But anyway, that's how I got with Buzzy anyway, you know, doing that damn George Dickel did the trick.
Always does. Well, yep, then how did the nickname slide in there? How did you pick that up?
After we got a little more acquainted, after, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 months of going down there for the first time, he asked me, he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, my mother and father are Ukrainians, but I was born in Germany, a little place called Trier." I think I'm saying it right. But anyway, and we got here, you know, stopped in New York to get our green cards and all of that through immigration. And he said, "Oh, hell, you're a damn Polack." And then he had enough guts and said, "You don't mind me calling you Polack?" I said, "No, hell no, call me Polack." I said, "I like it." And that's how it happened. You know, because damn old Polack, that's why.
I used to always tease him a little bit. I said, "Dad, you know, Polack that's not, sometimes that's not a very cool thing to be calling people." He said, "Well," I asked him, he said, "It's okay." He didn't care. I said,
That's
okay.
exactly. He asked me, and I didn't feel like it was derogatory to me. I thought it was just a nickname, Polack. Parents are Ukrainian. I was born in Germany, so somewhere in between is a Polack.
Well, hey,
And
I always think of you because I'm going to hold up the sign. People come in and say, "Is it okay? I parked in the reserved Ukrainian space," and I go, "Yeah, that's okay." And then they want to know. Sometimes they want to know the story behind it. Well, what are you doing? You know, as somebody, and I'll tell them all about you and how you brought that down here, and we've had it up ever since.
yeah, yeah, maybe that's Buzzy. I think my ex-wife, she ordered this from somewhere or seen it and said, "You gotta give this to Buzzy." So I said, "Yeah, get it. You know, we'll give it to him." He put it in the damn window there. And I've been there when people pulled up and not pulled up or back out thinking, "Hey, that's for Ukrainians only." I've seen that since I've been going down all those years.
Well, I've actually had a couple Ukrainians pull in and come in. Hey, we parked in the Ukrainian spot. I go, good. That's I had it here just for you.
That'll work.
What was the Dick connection? How did you with Dick? Didn't you and Dick at the Causeway? You said you were going to go get bait, and Dick said I wouldn't go in there. Or Dick had had a bad. Unlike you, it sounded like Dick had a rough first encounter with Buzzy.
Right. He just grumped. He's right where you are. He's just so forget him. I don't go there. I've been going to Rick's. I said, I don't have no problem with it. I think he's cool as crap, you know. I said, I like the old man. I mean, at the time back then, he wasn't that damn old, but you know.
Yeah.
I said, I
Yeah.
like it. But Dick's story was I've known Dick probably 5 or 6 years before I even came to Port Lookout. We were friends before that. I bought an old boat from him, and usually only Chesapeake Bay, but that's how I got to know Dick. That and S&J's bar and restaurant. We'd go in there, I'd meet him in there, have a beer. But I've known Dick 5 or 6 years before I ever went to Buzzy's. But how I hooked up with him, funny thing, my wife, I and my daughter, 3 or 4 years old now, went down the causeway to fish again. And I'm out there slinging rods out, trying to take care of my daughter, keep an eye on her, my wife. And I look down the damn causeway, and about 4 or 5 trailers down, I see this guy. I said, that looks like my buddy Dick. Sure enough, he must have seen me too, because we both came together and met. And, hey, man, what you doing down here? And I said, damn, it's a small world, and how the hell did I meet you here? He said, I've been coming down here for a long time. This causeway. I said, you never told me about this? You know, back when I knew you, back when I met you, about your fishing. He liked to fish. So we had two things in common. We both liked to fish, and plus we both liked to drink. And that's how we met. And then I don't know, one Saturday, I need ice. I said, I'm going down to Buzzy's to get ice. And he said, Buzzy's go to Rick's. It's close, and plus Buzzy's a grouchy old. Where do you want? You know, you come in the store, you look around for a minute. Where do you want? He's reading his newspaper. Like he didn't want to be bothered. So he said, I don't go there no more. He said, I stay away. I go to Rick's to get everything. I said, I like Buzzy. I got it going down there. I said, usually I have a beer with him or a drink. And he usually goes up a bottle of black velvet and he'll give me a sip, you know, make a little drink for me. I said, he's cool. So I like him, man. He's a good old man. You know. So then Dick started going with me because I was leaving on Saturday fishing during midday. Ain't nothing biting. You just wasting your time. You're drinking, sitting around listening to music all day until nighttime. So I said, I'm going to Buzzy to get me a damn cold beer or something. And I would go up there and sit with the old man, and there'd be a few people in the store in the afternoon, you know, 2, 3 o'clock. Be a few people around, and we just talk. And that's the same way it happened about Buzzy's asking me about Polack. I was sitting in there on a Saturday afternoon, probably 2 or 3 o'clock, and he said, you know, where are you from? And that's, you know, there's a couple people in the store when I gave him the whole story. And that's how we met. And then the camper thing, one Saturday, this is a few years down the road now. Okay, this has gone on, you know, 3 or 4 years. And I was up there drinking Saturday. Oh, in the evening, 6, 7 o'clock, just sitting up there drinking. And I I had made a big pot of spaghetti for the boys on the road with me, Dick, and a few other guys. And I said, hey, it's my turn to cook. And I was telling him that. He said, what'd you make? I said, I made a big ass pot of spaghetti. He said, damn, I'm gonna come down and get some. I said, all right. I said, you ain't gonna come. I know you ain't gonna come. Close up and go to your ass and go to bed. But I told him, I said, I'll tell you what, if you come down, I don't know what the bet was, but he said, if I don't show up, you can park your camper here for free. I said, no shit. I said, you ain't gonna be down. Well, Dick told me later he didn't come down on purpose. He wanted me to stay there. He wanted me up there.
Oh, go Buzzy.
Yeah, Buzzy wanted me up there. That's why he didn't come down.
Get out. Wow. Now, I never heard that story.
That's that story. Dick told me. He said he didn't come down because he would lose the bet.
Well, then how did Dick, it sounded like
Dick was pulled in. I don't know how he was pulled in.
well, Dick moved in next to you.
Yeah, that's me. Living off of Buzzy's courtesy to me. You know, that's how that camper trick happened. It was over a damn bet. And Dick told me, he said, he didn't come down on purpose because he didn't want to lose the bet. He wanted to lose the bet. So you keep you up here. So you could be up there, you know, just up here. And that's how that
That's
happened.
cool. That was one of my questions is how did he ever let you put the camper here for free?
Yeah, that was a bet. I don't know what I told him, but what I said, if you don't show up, if you show up, then I got it. I owe you the bet, whatever it was. I don't know, maybe like $50 on $1 bet or something. But anyway, he didn't show up, and Dick told me, yeah, he didn't show up on purpose because he didn't want you to leave. He wants you here.
Well, then moving forward, he used to. I was down here one day, and he had like a yellow legal pad there, and I said, "What are you working on?" He said, "I got Polack and Dick coming down this week. They're on vacation." And I said, well, what do you got to write up a list of things for? He said, yeah, I got some things here that need them taken care of. And, well, you were maintaining the coolers, right? You were
I tried best I could, but I didn't have the equipment with me. I didn't bring the refrigeration stuff with me, so I couldn't do much.
But he had you guys painting and cleaning the gutters.
And nothing. He'd have a list maybe. He'd say, hey, what do you think about this? I said, when do you want it done? You know, he never would blatantly come out and just ask you, hey, I got a job for you. When you get in next week, I need this done. That it was never that way. I enjoyed doing it. I felt so good painting the whole damn house, doing the blacktop on the front of the store, the whole blacktop mess. We put a whole coat of that. Me, Kenny Powell, Dick. I think Chippy might have been around too.
Kenny Powell's grandson, Cliff, comes. I got the picture here. I said, Cliff, it looked like you were the one that was doing all the work in this picture. He was bent over, but we have a big. He's still got Kenny's place, by the way. Cliff does, yeah.
Oh yeah, that belongs to his wife. It belongs to Bunny, his daughter.
Okay.
So unless they change, titles and all that.
Hey, real quick, I know you've told me, but the people watching this, Dick's still around. He's over on the Eastern Shore. He's fallen back a little bit. You were saying he's got some bouts with dementia, but he's still around and kicking, right? As far as you know.
Quit drinking though.
He quit drinking. Ooh.
Yeah.
See, that's when that dementia probably set in on him. That's just a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah. Now, since he had that accident, he just quits everything and can't get around that good. He's 92 years old.
How old are you?
I'm 77.
See,
78 in January.
I said you weren't that old. Isn't it funny? 77. He's not that old.
Yeah, really. I wish I was 67.
Oh yeah. Well, can't look back. You can't look back. Well, when you finally retired, one of the reasons I always kind of admired you because you purposely stayed at work to let the guys take off at Christmas and Easter and 4th of July. You would go in and, tell people about that. You were Charlie Smith's right-hand man up there at Crystal City at what, Gateway 2 or 1? Gateway 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which one were you?
Plus the underground.
And the underground. And you were like the head maintenance guy, right? Or engineer?
Well, I was for a year and a half. I was a maintenance man, but then I went to school and got my 6 months at Thomas Edison High School in Alexandria, Virginia. And once I took the course, passed my test, and got my DC third, then that gave me the right to be an engineer. Then I took care of the equipment in the buildings, all the mechanical equipment. I don't care what it is, pumps, motors, chillers, boilers, everything like that. I had to take care of. That was my responsibility. The maintenance man took care of all the lights, toilet problems, any lock repairs, anything like that, anything maintenance projects like that. I was strictly mechanical after that.
Well, I remember you turning me on to the parking pass. This is when I was working for the Navy, and they had to go up there for these briefings and all. And when you found out about it, you gave me a front row parking space for the VIPs. Well, all of a sudden, I became kind of a nice guy at work, because all these admirals and captains that had to go up there, they'd come down to me and say, "Hey, you've got some secret pass, a parking pass up there?" And I'd go, "Yeah, just don't abuse it here, and I want it back." We did that for.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember something like that. I can't remember all of it.
I remember you taking me up on the roof up there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a view that was. And then years later, when I was working at Navair on the headquarters, the 5-story building, I used to take people up on the roof there. And I said, I stole that idea from my buddy up at the Crystal City. I took Dad up once, and I told him. He went right over to the edge, and I said, "Dad, please don't fall off, because I'll lose my job if you."
Yeah, that's the same thing I told you, but I didn't really mean it like that.
Yeah.
I was worried about close to the edge, because other buildings, if a big shot seeing you up on the roof, knowing you're not one of the Charles E. Smith employees, you were not really authorized to be up there, and I was taking a chance.
They weren't.
That's what I meant.
Me too.
You know?
Well, I stole that line from you, because I wasn't supposed to have them up on that roof at work either. In fact, I'll tell you a quick side story. This lady had her a teenage boy in work with her, and I knew right away what it was, because I'd done this drill before. His little butt had got thrown out of school, and so she punished him by bringing him to work. So I said, "Hey, come along with me. I'll show you something." I took his little butt up on the roof, and when he got up there and went out, he goes, "Wow, man." And he walked all around. And so the next day, the lady came to me and said, "Hey, what'd you do?" I said, "I took him up on the roof." She said, "He was impressed. He said that was pretty cool." And I said, "Well, don't go telling anybody."
It is seeing the outside from a different view, instead of being on the street, you get up high and look around. It's beautiful.
Well, they would have the Blue Angels test the Friday before the Saturday show, and we would go up there then too. That was kind of cool. But we're getting off. Hey, another one of my questions for you was, how did you get involved with the karaoke?
That's weird. I used to be in a band. I played rhythm guitar in the band, and that was the band equipment. Once we broke up in, 1978, I think we broke up. The band broke up. So we stuck with the band equipment. We all pitched in and bought it. So I paid them all off, so I'll take it. So I paid everybody off what they pitched in to buy. The 2 columns and the PA head and all that.
With the blue Naugahyde, you had some equipment.
Yeah, well, I had my band equipment, my guitar and amp, and we needed that PA system to sing through, and that was what it was for. Just 4 mics set up, we can all back each other up singing. So we needed that PA system. So I took it home, set my columns up on each end of on each side of the fireplace, hooked it all up in the corner, and people would come over, Dick and his wife, everybody, and Mike, and Rosanna, Lita. Of course, Lita was living with me then. But we get there, we crank that son bitch up loud, the windows be loud, and we be singing like hell. And I kept buying karaoke tapes for something like Rosanna would ask me, "You have this?" I said, "No, but I'm gonna buy it." And I'd go online and buy it, order it, and it'd come. All the little CDs that I needed for karaoke. See, I got over 3,000 songs just of country and the rest is, or whatever it is, bebop music, oldies and stuff like that.
I got pictures. I wish I'd gotten videos of when you were out here doing it on the porch, because we had some parties. When when I first took over, I was going to have something every month as far as music or a party like that, and you were doing that karaoke, and those are some good times. Those were good
Yes,
times.
indeed.
I look
Yeah,
back at the
yeah.
pictures and go, we had it going on with the karaoke.
Oh, to finish that story, somehow at S&J's restaurant, about 6 miles from my house, my favorite bar, my hangout, everything. And I asked guys, Steve and Ziggy, they were running the store. It's called S&J. Sarah and Joe finally died and gave it to Steve and Ziggy. They ran the store. And, or they bought the store from him. And one night, me and Lou was sitting there and jukebox was playing and I didn't have the volume up high enough or something. I don't know. But somebody yelled, I wish you get some damn music in here. So I told Steve, I said, man, I got a PA system at home and I've got a bunch of damn karaoke songs that I've gotten, all that damn probably you had me set up on every Wednesday from 8 until 11, 8 till 12, and on Friday, Saturdays, 9 to 12. And I was kicking ass doing it in there. Then I thought about Buzzy. I said, dang, I can carry this stuff over to Buzzy's and do it out on the porch. I said, I know Buzzy ain't going to say nothing. He'd be all for it. And I asked him, I said, hey, man, how about let somebody know we'll do some karaoke next week. I'll bring some stuff down, and I got music, and we'll set it up out in the parking lot. Let them go crazy. He said, I don't give a damn.
Nope.
And he didn't say no. He said, nah, I don't care. Bring it. Let's do it. I said, well, put a little thing on your glass door in the front door and say karaoke next week by Polack or something. Let them know. So we'll advertise so you get a good crowd. It was crowded too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I used to tell people when they would say, you could tell they kind of wanted to do it, but they'd hold back. And I'd say, look, if you can't karaoke at Buzzy's, you can't karaoke anywhere. Because here we don't care. Nobody cares. And it's funny, by the end of the night, people would be up there singing their butts off. It was.
Yeah, want to stay out another hour, do this, do that. And especially my girl, what's her name? Peterson.
Kim.
Who?
Kim.
No, not. Oh, Kim, yeah.
Yep.
I thought you said Jim. I'm trying to think. Jim. I know Kim. She would grab that mic, man, and she wouldn't turn it loose.
I got a picture of that, of you, her, Linda, I think Sue Nars. I'll put those on when we do this. I'll put that picture up because that's a great picture.
Yeah, I mean, them girls, they get a hold of that mic, man. They don't want to let it go. Every song comes on, whether you want to do it by yourself, they'd be in there helping you. And I would tell them, so you got to ask whoever person to sing and pick the song they want to do it. They don't want everybody, helping them. I ask them, they say, can I help you or not help you, But you want to do it by yourself, or can I help you with it? Most people want to do it by themselves. Like Kim, and she got a song, she wants to do it. Unless it was a girl song that everybody pitched in, Everybody grabbed the mic and got into it.
I can remember doing with Linda's son, Richard, what was the Grease, there was some Grease song that everybody jumped in and was singing. But those were good memories. Those are good memories.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, do you remember when we had Bart's party? We had a going away party. Bart got a new job and was moving from one job to the other. We went to Southridge for lunch, and nobody went back to work. We all ended up down here. And I think it was a Friday afternoon about 2 o'clock, and you walked in, and the whole place was full, and Buzzy had just rang the bell, and somebody said, hey, Polack's here. And all of a sudden, that kind of caught on. Everybody started going, Polack, Polack, Polack. They were all drunk, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember you saying, God damn, this is what I love about this place. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you got a party going on here.
Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I remember so many damn times I walked in there, it's crowded, and everybody, when I walked in, felt like home. Because everybody, hey, Polack, what's up, man? Come here. The girls like, Christy's off. I can't think of her name. Lori, yeah. Give me a big hug. Sue, Gary's wife, Sue, and anybody, all give me a hug. I felt like at home, at peace, man.
Well,
That was it.
Sure. Well, there you spent almost as much time down here. You think about it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And hey, I still think of you every day. You know why? It's going to sound funny when I tell you, but when I take out the trash, And the reason why is I had the dumpster right in front of your patio. Who put that patio in between you and Dick?
Buzzy did that. The
Did
funny
he?
thing about that, I had a funny thing about that, no lie. I had a little 17-foot self-contained camper there.
Right.
It's only 17 foot. The one he's dragged down to the causeway. But anyway, one day I come down on the weekend, and there's a slab there, half a slab. You know what I mean? And I thanked him for it. I said, damn, man, who the hell poured concrete? I got me a little slab now. That's the only thing wrong. It's not long enough. You know, so I walked in a little space, 6 foot by 6 foot. So a damn weekend later, I come down again, and next year you had the rest of it poured. I said, man, Buzzy, I was kidding about all that crap. That was good enough. You didn't even have to put the first slab in. I said, I didn't expect they got on more. He said, have a drink, old man. That's it. No, he didn't care.
Is it true? I think you or somebody told me that when he redid the apartment, he made a second bedroom in there for you. So you could come down during the winter.
Yeah, for the outrigger. The outrigger. He built that. He told me he put the slot machine in there, a nice single bed, ashtray for me. All that was there. I think the funny thing is I've only stayed in there maybe 3 times at the most. You know, and when it was really, really cold, I'd go up there during the winter.
You would stay in the trailer otherwise, even in winter?
Yeah, he gave me a damn in the wintertime, he gave me a damn radiator filled with liquid.
Little space heater.
Liquid radiator on it had liquid in it.
Okay.
And you plug it in, and I set it for 72, 73. I leave it run all damn day and night during the winter. Every time I walked in my camper, toasty warm. I had everything I wanted there, you know. My bathroom. I felt funny staying in Buzzy's apartment. Not because of him, just wasn't used to it. My camper's my camper.
Your camper was your home.
yeah. So I've always stayed there. Some nights got really cold, 0 or below or something.
I know you would come down there for a while. You were coming down every weekend.
And every weekend, summer, winter, cold, sleet, snow, rain, who cares?
Yeah.
As long as I was there, that was my peace.
Well, you know, it was good. We were talking about this the other day when he had you and Lou and Larry and Lori was good about bringing food. You guys all fixed food, you know. I say you guys might have been drinking, but you were at least fixing food for one another and taking care of each other.
Big Buzzy breakfast on weekends, fry a couple eggs up, cut a slab of ham off and fry that up, bring it up to him. He scarfed up like a stray cat. Me too, from drinking, you're hungry in the morning. You know how that is. You want something to eat.
Yep.
But we had fun. That and his damn trash cans. He used to get down there. He never asked what you got to say. Where do you go to the dump? He told me. Go up there, take a left. You know, I used to go to the damn dump every week. I'd come down and empty them, load them trash cans up, dump them, come back, and then I see him one day. I had a video of him cutting grass on that farm or whatever tractor he had, McCullough or something. Anyway, I said, man, show me what you do to drive this thing. He showed me. I started cutting grass every time he cutting. He never asked me. He just showed me, and I never said, hey, cut the grass for me. You need to empty the trash for it. He never told me. I just did it. You know, I knew he needed
a lot.
They're full. But that was like payback for letting me stay there too. You know?
Yeah, well, you were good. You were good, and he obviously he liked you.
Oh, I know he did. He was like a second dad to me. I swear.
Yeah. He really did love you.
Yeah, he was my main man. My main man. I sure miss him too.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't have the luxury to miss him because he's here every day. Yeah. And now people, you know, now that I've been here 20 years, people go, hey, Buzzy, you know, and they oh, I'm sorry. I go, hey, that's okay. You can call me Buzzy.
Yeah. Hey, you're his son. You can call me. They can call you that.
Anything.
Buzzy
All
Jr.
right. Well, hey, thank you very much. This worked out pretty good.
All right, then.
And
hopefully I can get up there one day soon. Hopefully somehow get up there and see you guys for real.
Sounds good.
I will try somehow. I've got a lot to go. I got to go to Delaware, see my daughter, see you guys, see Dick, Mike, Rosanna, all over the place. So it's going to be a long tour when I go.
There you go. Well, you got a place to stay here.
All right. That's what I was going to ask you. If I ever come down, if you got an empty apartment, let me stay in there or two.
Yep, we got a place.
All right.
All right, Steve. Thank you very much.
All right, Jay. Thank you.
All right,
for
see
having me
ya.
on. All right. We'll
All right.
see you again.
Thank you for tuning in to the Buzzy Podcast. See ya.
This is Chief Larry, and if you're enjoying Jay Scott and the Buzzy's Country Store podcast, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, you're always welcomed here at Buzzy's.